Oh, yeah, she says she and her 13-year-old daughter are on the beauty pageant circuit because you can win cash, cars, jewelry.
Savings bonds.
Savings bonds? Are you ahead in the game with all the entry fees? And
we're new to the game. We've only been doing it for about a year and a half, but we're up there.
So she's 13 years old. What's her favorite part? Which category is her favorite?
Swimwear and swimwear.
Swimwear.
Yeah.
You know, this was an issue for us. The producers discussed it last night. We thought we didn't want to feel like we were exploiting the girls, and we decided not to do swimwear, but you really want... No, she wants it. But it's something that you wanted.
Jenny wanted to do it very much.
We just asked backstage, again, she's in her swimsuit. She really wants to do it, and you really want to do it.
For her? Yes.
Okay. Here's 13-year-old Jenny. Come on out, Jenny. She says, you told me backstage it's your favorite outfit, right?
Yes, it is.
In all the pageant stuff.
Yeah.
This is your favorite.
Yeah.
You, everyone's a little... I told it was a big issue for us. We talked about this, and this is what you wanted to do.
I have a 14-year-old daughter, and, hon, you're just too skinny. You need to eat something, okay?
Know what you're talking about?
What disease?
Cystic fibrosis. She could eat until the cows come home.
Well, let her talk.
I eat like a pig at home.
I think the fear was that you might be anorexic. What people might have been
I
thinking.
eat so much at home and I don't gain an ounce.
When you go to a pageant, I'm concerned that we live in this antiquated system that continues to parade our beautiful daughters for the value of their external appearance. It's so sad. That could win these pageants, but
involved with this.
I have a beautiful daughter too.
You can sit through a pageant and watch it. See what goes on. Go behind the scenes.
I have
seen
what
goes on in the interview.
I have seen a pageant, and I will continue to raise my daughter to be beautiful internally and externally. And it's sad that my daughter can only get money from pageants.
You know what, Jennifer? How many categories do you perform in? All of them.
I enter all of them.
We have a videotape of you in like this black sort of a cat suit, or what is that? Is that the talent portion, or?
I think
Okay, take a look at this. Here's Jennifer doing one of her talents. What, Cindy?
That looks like nothing more than what the kids do at dance recital.
Okay, Barry. Yeah, Barry?
May I please say something? Have you guys ever been to a dance recital? Have you seen the outfits that they wear, the makeup that they wear, the hair that they wear? We have been in dance recitals for 2.5 years. It is nothing. And you're telling me to pull on her for a dance recital. Generations are nothing compared to what is going on in these pageants. What she just did as far as walking out on the stage, that is nothing. They are doing the sexual gyrations. They're taking off the bathing suit cover-ups. They're taking off the skirts. They're playing with the balls. They're doing all this sexual stuff. And it's not portrayed.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get this right. Julian, 1 second. Barry, 1 sec.
Jenny, I think the mothers on the panel need to start treating their daughters more like human beings instead of treating them more like their Barbie dolls.
What we do, and we choose to do this.
You cannot make a child do a pageant.
You
They are made to do it. They don't
Jennifer's talking. You're 13 years old. You chose to do this when you were 11 and a half, 12 years old,
Yes,
right?
and I chose this outfit myself, too.
You did?
Yes.
You know, we've had guests on this show who are your age, whose mothers are very upset that they're wearing padded bras and, you know, this kind of stuff.
They don't wear it on a stage for a minute. They're off routine.
Yeah,
There's no padding in here.
There's no padding.
No. Because of her cystic fibrosis, she takes steroids, which helps them grow.
Okay.
I was
never in a pageant, but I did recitals when I was young, and I had a lot of fun, got a lot of self-esteem. And your daughter, she is going to be a congresswoman. I don't know anybody that is.
Yeah. So you say good job. Yeah.
Nobody clap.
All right. I'm assuming the kids do well. If they do well in school, how's your daughter?
Oh,
she's too young. Too
I
young.
have to tell you, Lacey has not always been that way. It's been through her learning to do the interviews and talking with people and, just being taught how to communicate.
We're not saying
never do that.
I know the audience seems to be very one-sided. We're still looking. Do you have something? Okay.
I don't have a problem with people doing pageants like Jenny or Lacey Ann because they obviously seem like girls that are articulate enough and they know what they want to do. However, the younger girls, like the girls that's asleep, has it ever been in consideration to wait till they're older so they can be like Lacey Ann or Jenny to make their own decisions? Lacey Ann was 3 when she started. She's always loved it. She gets on the stage and your tenor. I've never told
you've been to a pageant, right?
And if she ever wants to, as far as on stage.
Okay, just jump in. I've been in pageants. I was in pageants back home where I am. I know what goes on. I know what the dresses and the hair and the makeup and all of that. I know it was hard for me as an adult. I can't imagine as a child having to go through that. The pressure, the heartache, the whole thing that goes with it. Heartache is losing. You can't tell me that losing doesn't affect them. You are thinking about it from your side and nobody else. I am a teacher. I taught 8th grade students. I'm going to get your children in my classroom that don't know how to interact with other kids, that have a good control themselves because they are too young to start doing this.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're even talking about.
Jenny, we're not out here. You are 26 children. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We got to take a break. We'll be back. I'm looking for someone to support pageants, so you put your hand up. You do support.
I support certain aspects of it. Young lady over here that's 13, they got into it when she was 12. You were old enough to make that choice at that age to decide to do it for the money. If that's what you want to do for it at that point in time, go for it.
We got a little support. You too?
I support what you're doing to a certain extent. For her, it's okay, but when they're 2 and 3 years old, they're not doing it for them. They're doing it because that's what you want them to do. That's what you want them to do. That's not right. That's not right. They're 2 years old. How's a 2-year-old going to say, yeah, this is what I want to do? Rhymes was about 3 or 4 years old whenever we first started. They're doing it just like they're doing what to do. This is what they do. And I mean, it's in a 3-cycle period. Okay, they're up here now, they're babies. They're going to come back on Jenny when they're 14 and 15 and they're going to be crying. Oh my God, my daughter wants to take off her clothes. Then you're going to be back when she's 17. I'm talking right now. I'm talking. Okay? You're going to be right back on that same stage when she's 17 and 18. She doesn't want to marry me, Jenny. She wants to be a stripper. She wants to pose for Playboy. Then what?
I know that's her opinion. Well, let me introduce our next guest. We've got to bring this gentleman on. He is a director and a coach for pageants. He's a consultant. He consults Paula and Savannah. Please welcome Daryl Williams. Daryl, come and join us. Okay, Daryl. We're trying here. You've been doing this for a few years, right?
About 14 years.
How do you wind up doing something like this?
We started doing it as a benefit for a church that I went to. We raised money to send our pastor to Honduras. Yeah.
Where do they take place, most of these pageants? Just in like halls?
Yeah, it depends on what type of pageant. If it's a pageant for charity, which some pageants that I do, wherever the place we can house the pageants where it's held at.
They are much more expensive than I thought when I read some of the and yours too. A typical. What's the price range for these fancy costumes? The big with the
ballroom.
between 500 and 1,500, depending on.
Okay. And there are people that, for a living, make these costumes.
What's that?
This is what they do for a living. They're designers and they make these costumes, or?
I thought you said the ballroom where the pageants were at, but clothes. I don't have a child, so I don't buy clothes. But
Wait, aren't you a consultant?
Yeah.
How much is a gown?
600-700.
Okay. And Western wear is the most expensive, right?
I would think so, because it has more, as you can see with Savannah's outfit, it has more.
What's the youngest pageant member you've ever seen? The youngest?
In my pageant, it's probably been, I'd say, about 6 months. But a director that I've talked to, this is the founding for me, who had a 10-day-old little girl in her pageant.
A 10-day-old.
I have been pageant for the 2-year-olds, had on the fake hair, the big bouffant hair.
And I have one
They've had the fake fingernails. And I have seen like 4- and 5-year-old children in her age group pull out their front teeth.
And she's talking about outfits. That outfit she has on is probably more sexy than some of my seen in
What is, Jenny, you got your hand up. Jenny first, because she's 13. Yeah,
I want
Jenny.
to say something about
What's
the
that?
girl who said how we handle the heartache and we don't interact with children. Pageants is a great way to interact with other children.
You learn social skills, you
There's
said.
lots of children here, and they love to play, and they're all kids when they're not on stage. And
Sure, okay. And Barry, what
the
about
heartache?
Barry.
My child will be 5 in November. She tried out for a cheerleading team and made it. She's the youngest child ever on the Charlotte All-Stars cheerleading team.
She doesn't look happy, Barry.
She's tired. She's tired. It's 1:45 my time. She is tired.
I get tired when I have to dress up, too. I'd rather be in sweatpants right now.
It's past her natural height.
We got to take a break. Back with a woman who says beauty pageants are a profitable business. She should know she runs 9 of them a year. Now, she says her 3-year-old daughter, who is the reigning Little Miss Queen, has been competing in pageants since she was 6 months old. And that's Teresia. Is that right?
Yes.
Hi, Teresia. Hi. So, at 6 months old, you also run pageants. You run, is it about 9 different pageants?
No, I help assist a pageant, and we usually do about 9 a year.
Okay. And they're fairly profitable from what I understand.
They can be, but we didn't do it for the profit of the pageant. We did it for the fun.
For the fun. What's the highest entry fee that you know of to go into a pageant?
$35.
It can be higher than that, can't it, Daryl?
$35. That's what we charge for the
For you,
main
it's
event.
35, but there are some, Daryl.
You're asking me pertaining to me.
To you, yes. 35 for you,
35.
but generally.
Like if you're in the Miss USA system, state level competitions are about $900. But you win.
Excuse me, Jenny. Excuse me. National pageants average around $900 for her.
I've never seen
The last two that I did.
Okay.
Over $900 for
You're wise to save your money for
Carrie, the ones that you're doing are not that expensive, you
And as
say.
I told them before, we don't charge that type of fee for
Okay,
our
which one?
pageants. We don't.
I just want to say, Jenny, that I think the mothers up there do love their daughters, otherwise they play. But it's no different than a father pushing his sons to play football or...
I'm not being sexualized.
Quinn has a good point.
Yes, because that's the big problem. It's not for the American public to watch. Jenny, can I say something? Basically, from where I'm coming from and my daughter, we don't do as many pageants as, a lot of parents do. We basically maybe do about 4 to 5 pageants a year, so it's not tiresome for her.
Did she do swimsuits?